Time to bring this one back. I'm sorry, Goodra, but you don't work for some reason in this format. And they even adjusted speed mid-battle. You paralyze, their speed is lowered. You use bulldoze, their speed is lowered. And somehow you still don't work as well as you did in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Why? As you can see, I sped the battle up a bit. We've got ourselves a tank team as the opponents. I was expecting a sweeper, I think, from this guy. Malamar, superpower. If you remember Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I've got Contrary. And Ice Fang. Good. Maybe a good thing I didn't bring Goodra to this one. Earthquake. Not as bad. I didn't Trick Room because I wanted to see how the speeds went up. Lucky I did. Malamar was the fastest here. And there is a Citrus Berry on that Snorlax. Probably not a Gluttony. Which means Thick Fat or Immunity. Neither of which I have to worry about. Aromatisse, currently useless. Grapploct, let's bring it in. Now, Grapploct has a really good attack for his signature move. I might actually put that into a singles team if I can get him working. And superpower into the opponent's Earthquake. That's enough to get the finish. And in comes the Aegislash. Here comes the Dynamax. And why are so many people Dynamaxing their Aegislash? You don't want to put doubled HP on a Pokemon that frail that you can't use King Shield. It's like, where has the intelligence gone? Max Phantasm. You know what Max Phantasm does? Neutral damage onto Malamar. Lowers defense, but I have Contrary. Malamar uses superpower. Let's get the Hippowdon low. That was a crit, too. Attack and defense is rising. That's a Rocky Helmet. Be careful. Ice Fang. And in comes Octolock. I use it onto Malamar. Now Malamar cannot switch out manually. I hope it cannot be switched out by Roar or by Dragon Tail. Detect. He's supposed to be a support. In comes a Max Knuckle onto the Malamar. If he can't lower my defense, he just has to raise his attack. And I have the rest. And also because Aegislash is in shield form, I know that one of Hippowdon's moves is locked out. It cannot use Earthquake. Grapple locked. It's being hurt by the sand, but Octolock just raised my attack, my defense and special defense. And here comes my Dynamax. It's the Malamar. Okay, technically I could have Dynamaxed the Grapploct and just used Max Guard 3 times to super safely raise my stats. But I wanted to see how this would go. Now remember, when you're Dynamax a Contrary Pokemon, you can't use Max Knuckle. That would lower your attack. But Max Darkness, lower special defense. I did give Draining Kiss to the Aromatisse, and if it ever worked, my Goodra is mainly a special attacker. The Indeedee is only a special attacker, and the Aegislash is a special attacker. Down to the opponent's last 2 Pokemon. Rotom's Overheat does nothing. Max Darkness again. Let's get that Hippowdon out so that Octolock can stay in effect. And here comes a Drain Punch, the only move on this Grapploct. That might seem like an oversight, but don't forget, it only can't affect ghosts, and I've got Max Darkness on the Malamar. I just wanted to show off the stats I'd gained in all this time. Overheat again. Was he hoping for a crit? You might want to wait until the Dynamax was gone. And goodbye. You tried something. I'm not entirely sure what, but it didn't work out. I'm sorry. Up next is Tilo. I think that's how I want to pronounce it. Let's see how this battle goes. We've got ourselves a Goodra and a Rotom. I am super afraid of this being... Since I'm leading the Trick Room variants, I am super afraid of that Goodra being gooey. Because if it's gooey, I'll raise speed if I hit it. Aromatisse, of course, has the Trick Room. And the Air Slash is to be expected on the Fan Rotom. Aromatisse is switched out for Malamar. I figured that maybe a poison... Was there a poison move that Goodra can learn? Nope, goes for the Earthquake since that's a Levitate and a Flyer over there. Air Slash, about half when you consider the prior damage. So let's detect. Goodra also has to protect, so it's not choiced. Superpower, like I said, I was afraid of the gooey. And then I remembered that Goodra is mainly a special tank. So let's test if it's gooey. Drain Punch. Half damage. Little over half. Superpower, once again into Multisma. I'm at +2 special defense and should be +4 defense. Earthquake again. This is a guaranteed knockout into Grapple Lock if he Air Slashes again, and the Rotom does. So, and a crit. Likely didn't matter. In comes Aegislash. Metal Sound, miss. But now that I know that it's not gooey, let's knock out that Earthquake user. And instead, we get the Dark Pulse. About 1/4, 1/5 HP, and a Weakness Policy as Trick Room ends. Oof, this is bad. And I really wanted to show this off. I was hoping that that Dragapult was physical. It was, but it used the wrong move. Dark Pulse got protected. Brutal Swing. And this is where I learned that Brutal Swing was nerfed. Used to be +2, now it's just +1. Maybe I should bring an Obstagoon instead, but then again, I already have defense covered with the superpower. And let's Dynamax again. I'm pretty sure that is a bug type that could potentially have Gigantamaxed. I was afraid of that. That's why I doubled my HP. Yeah, you saw that, right? That was a 1/4 Dynamax HP, which means that would have done half damage. Scolipede goes down in 1 hit, though, which is nice. Stance change. Let's see how frail this dragon is. Flash Cannon at +2/0. Into the red. I knew that I was going to lose. I didn't want to use King's Shield right now, and I wasn't sure how King's Shield would interact with the Phantom Force. I knew I was going to lose it either way. But the dark coverage on there was Bite. And there, the Dragapult goes down. So sorry. Battle's over. I win. Next up, this was a really mixed team. It looked like Trick Room. It looked part aggro, looked parts weather. TZ. Let's do this. Decent style. You like fighting. And you lead with a poison type against my Aromatisse. Like I said, I really tried to get Goodra variants working. You would superpower into the Goodra, raise your defense, attack, QE increases your speed. Then the key berry on the Goodra activates raising its defense. Goodra then uses Bulldoze, which raises your speed a second time and lowers the opponent's. It was really good in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. But I couldn't get a single battle to work with it. Let's superpower Eternatus again. And side beam into what used to be the Aromatisse. And he switched it up into Dynamax Cannon. He did not aim again for the Aromatisse. I was hoping for the free steel switch. Middle Sound lands this time. And that means that my defenses are currently at +3 physical and +2 special defense. Earth Power, while I'm still in shield form, activates my weakness policy. And Flamethrower, that would also activate my weakness policy. Claydol withdrawal. Did he sense what was coming? In comes the Dreadnought. King Shield. Brutal Swing. Attack raises before calculating damage. Not enough to knock them out, but Aegislash lives another turn. Here comes the Dynamax, and it can only be the Dreadnought. The Legendaries cannot Dynamax. A note to self that I made when I realized I wanted to do Ditto raids. If everyone brings a Zacian, a Zamazenta, or an Eternatus, the Ditto is stuck using Transform and can do nothing else. In comes the Flash Cannon onto the Eternatus. It's down. And Malamar has the rest. I didn't mind losing my Aegislash right now, but I was a little bit afraid of Dynamax damage. In comes Max Geyser, aimed at the Malamar. That was a stab, I believe physical. And he manages to get Trick Room to end. I knew that Aegislash could not block a max attack, so I did not go into shield form. Didn't matter. He didn't go for it. Psycho Cut. Onto the Machamp. That's a one shot. And yeah, like I said, I was expecting to lose Aegislash. I didn't actually think to attack with it. And we're down to the Claydol. Stance change to shield form. King Shield. We protected ourselves into the Earth Power. Thank you. A Max Strike. Did he not see the contrary? You had Max Geyser boosted by weather, and you didn't go for it. Brutal Swing again. Claydol, that's a knockout. Dreadnought, if it was not Dynamaxed, would be a knockout. Yeah, that's right. Shrink back down. Your time is over. You're likely Swift Swim. I don't care. Oh, you're not Swift Swim. You must be Strong Jaw. And I win. And then I used the BP Max to get that move fully invested because I forgot about pressure. Turffield Stadium against Nick. Let's see what he's up to. Shiny Dreadnought in a Master Ball. Nice. It was probably a raid and he didn't want to lose it. And I wasn't expecting the Excelgor. Bug Buzz. Boom! I'm out. And there goes the core of my strategy. Trick Room's up, though. And in comes Grapple Locked. I wasn't sure what to do here. I decided to play it out, draining Kiss, just see what the Toxicroak was up to. Maybe it was an eject button. I wanted to, not an eject button, a red card. I wanted to see the red card. Bulk up. Did we both bulk up? And now the Accelgor uses the Rain Dance. That's what I was expecting the prior turn. Someone to set the Rain Dance into damage. But nope. It's a dry skin into poison, into black sludge for the super healing, into water shuriken. Water shuriken is a priority. Grapple lock was hit 4 times. Draining Kiss again. Let's see if there's a focus sash over here. And woo, you are not tanky. And that's what Octolock looks like when you don't use it against an ally. I survived the +1 super effective stab poison jab. I have a citrus berry, but it doesn't do much in this situation. I figured safe switch. Yep, super safe. And thanks to that Octolock, that healing, somewhat tanky Toxicroak is losing defenses. Water Shuriken again. That's all he can really do under this rain. He's frail. He doesn't want to lose a turn. Drain Punch. And it's lost. And I'm not quite at full. Let's stance change into a flash cannon. See what this can do at -2, I believe. Not quite. Drain Punch as well. So it's got a healing attack, a healing item, and a healing ability. Trick Room is over. Dreadnought comes back in. If it's Swift Swim, it has super priority. Wasn't sure what was going to happen. I had King shielded in case of a Dynamax or Gigantamax. Nope. In comes the Crunch. Blocked. Minus attack. Drain Punch. Can only hit the grapple locked. I know I have to get rid of that Toxicroak, but as long as grapple locked is surviving, then I could take out that Toxicroak easier and easier. Basically, I'm saying, you don't really matter. I'll take care of you last. You could heal, but I'm going to deal more damage. Even through not very effective. In comes the Heliolisk. I'm at +2 bulk ups, I believe. And that is a fresh Heliolisk going Dynamax. Yeah, if anybody knows how to make the Goodra variant work where you can hit yourself for superpower into Gooey, into Bulldoze, or not hit yourself, just hit the opponent and then go into Bulldoze either way, I want to know how to make that work. Please help. And Max Darkness, super effective. I lose special defense, but I get weakness policy. A poison jab, he doesn't really need healing. He gets the poison. I'm on a timer now. But it looks like he can do nothing to the Aegis Slash. He hasn't tried to hit with anything once. Not even the knockoff. If we can learn knockoff in this gen. But that Toxicroak, it's doomed. It can't do anything to Aegis Slash, or at least it hasn't. And even if I lose the Grapple Locked and the Aromatisse, I've got him. Toxicroak heals up a little bit. I stance change into the Flash Cannon. Battle's over. Hope to see you guys again. Maybe not soon. I've got stuff to do.